cold. So, well, this is my first snow of the year. And, well, you already saw the tarps. You know, yesterday I saw it coming. I was headed into Laramie, and as I was going in, the sky just gave me that nasty look. So I stopped here at the Petro and looked at the, looked at the weather, and it was, yeah, I got the bad news. And, you know, the thing was, I needed to get it tarped as soon as possible because I didn't know when it was going to start snowing. I only have like 120 miles to go, but, you know, the thing is, at any given point in time, this load could have gotten soaked. So I needed to tarp this immediately. It didn't make sense to move on. You know, it was half dark while I was tarping and finished up in the nighttime. And let me tell you, it's a lot harder to tarp at night than it is any other time. But arms getting a little tired here. Anyway, we've got some good stuff for you today. We're gonna go kick this. We're gonna go kick this wood off, and then we have 2 loads to pick up today. All right, so I stopped real quick at Johnson's Corner. This was my original destination yesterday, and from the looks of things, they got more snow here than what I got up there in Laramie. But the reason I turned this camera on is because I have this burning question, and it's kind of a silly question, but I have to ask. You know, I was driving through, let me set it up for you real quick. I was driving through Cheyenne, and I looked down at the exterior temperature gauge, and it said that it was 1 degree. And I was thinking to myself, well, if someone were to ask me, and I was to respond what the temperature is outside, I'd be inclined to say it's 1 degree outside. Just because it's, I don't know, it sounds different. You know, I'm from the South. I mean, I'm from South. I'm from down in Texas, and you know, down there, it's a big deal if it's 40 degrees. So I'm sure, but up here in the North, you know, all you guys up here in the North, especially up there in Canada, you know, it being 1 degree outside is probably not a big deal for you. But my question is, do people say that? Do they say it's 1 degree outside? I don't know, I have to know. So leave that in the comments down below. I'm gonna run in there, or run over there, and clean off that windshield. I made a video yesterday about old truck drivers' tips in the winter to keep you new drivers from getting stuck, and you know, to help you out during the winter time. Well, I actually forgot one of my own tips. I forgot to implement it yesterday. I should have put alcohol and dishwashing soap in my washer fluid yesterday, but you know, I was busy tarping, so didn't get to do that. I'm gonna go do that right now, and then we're gonna get down the road. All right, what's up? Don't really have a whole lot of time at the moment. Just yesterday was extremely frustrating. I'll go over that a little bit later in the video, but I wanted to get this this footage real quick just to kind of show you what I'm hauling, an F250 and an F350. Don't have a whole lot of time to waste. Need to get over there before a certain time, and they need these today. So got to run over there and do that. But just real quick, let's take a look at how to secure this. I'm not going to take a lot of time on this because I'm doing a securement series, but just real quick. All right, so if you don't have any kind of fancy straps or any type of securement for vehicles, this is one way to do it. Now, as you can see down here, down here at the bottom, you want to have this wider if possible, but for me, the pockets are right here and right here, so it wasn't really possible. So you just basically, you go ahead and you set your hook on the rub rail. You come up to the top, you go around the back, and then back down to your winch on the other side, and that's the easiest way to haul vehicles. And you just do that, of course, on all 4 tires, and you'll be good to go. Okay. Wow. Crazy couple of days. But when I woke up Monday, I drove in. Traffic was extremely slow. At the first pickup, there was confusion because the bills, what the receiver was saying, and my email, all three things were all different. So there was confusion there. I was there for 3 hours at that delivery. Then I had to roll over to the second delivery. That one was really quick, so that was good. So when I booked that load earlier, those two trucks were only supposed to be 40 feet total. Really kind of regardless of how long they were supposed to all go on the bottom deck. And then that was going to leave my top deck with room, and I had booked something else. Now, I called on that truckload. They needed to get back to me because I was asking for more money because I needed to pull out my ramps. And anyway, so they needed to get back to me. A couple of hours had gone by and I hadn't heard anything, so I assumed that they just rejected my offer. So I called on a different load, and it was just 13 feet. It was paying $750. It was also going back to the Salt Lake City area. And I was like, you know what? If the other one comes through, cool. Well, the other people on the two trucks, I booked that machinery. The other called me back on the trucks and said, hey, the load is good. They accepted the offer. And I said, cool. Let me do this. Let me call these other people back, the machinery, and see if I can throw that on the top deck to make sure, and that way everything's copacetic. So I called that other broker back, asked him specifically, because I knew that it was a 13-foot piece of machinery. I said, hey, I have 10 feet 8 inches on my top deck. I said, I know this piece of machinery is 13 feet long. Can I put that up on the top deck? He said yes. So I said, great. So I thought for about 560 miles, I had $1,850 booked. Cool, right? So as I was delivering the lumber, I got a phone call from the broker with the machinery, and it was a different guy than I had dealt with the day before. And he asked me if everything was good. I said, yeah. I said, I'm a little bit delayed, but, everything should be fine. I should be able to make all of the pickups. And he said, okay, great. So for some reason, he asked me what kind of trailer I was. And he thought I was a flatbed. And I said, no, I'm a step deck. And he said, oh, okay. I said, yeah, that piece of machinery is going up on the top deck. He asked me how long it was. Long story short, they said that the machinery cannot go on the top deck. And I said, look, man, I specifically asked this guy because I was on the phone with him when the other people called me back. And whenever I came back to the phone call, I specifically asked him about using the top deck. And he, anyway, so I called the actual shipper of the trucks, and he kind of flipped out. I was trying to see if we could run that top truck up onto the top deck and then create some more space on the bottom deck so that way I could haul everything still. And he kind of flipped out, said I was going to use the rest of the space on the truck, and I was like, look, man, if it's an issue, I'll just cancel the other one, no big deal. And anyway, so whenever I called the other guy back, told him, and he said that the guy that I spoke with said that he never said that. And I'm like, really? Come on, man. So anyway, long story short, I guess long story long at this point, I was only able to haul the trucks, which the trucks, 40 feet, yeah, they were about 46 feet total. So the shipper lied to the broker, and that cost me that other load, unfortunately. I think in the long run it would have cost me anyway because I couldn't put it up on the top deck, but it kind of is what it is. So ran over there, kicked that off. Now I'm headed back over to Wyoming. I'm picking up a load going down to Phoenix, and then I should have something lined up for the weekend, but I should be able to kind of slow roll, maybe even have get a reset in. So we're good for the videos. Oh, on top of that, the guy that I originally spoke with about the machinery sent an email back saying that go ahead and cancel the load. We found a competent driver. And every bone in my body really wanted to respond to that and kind of give him you know, just either take a little jab or kind of give him a piece of my mind. But, you know, I let it go because there's just, I don't know, there's no reason to be petty. And that's kind of what that was. That would be like basically me calling the shipper of the 2 trucks, you know, calling them incompetent, even though technically they paid for truckload. But you know what, man, whatever. I guess that's just trucking, right? Sometimes we gotta take the bad with the good. But anyway, hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate it. And as always, guys, stay driven.